Alu. Hello seekers. Hello shamans of my tribe. In this video I'm going to talk to you about the web of Wyrd and what it means to me. What is the web of Wyrd? Well, put simply, it's the fabric that joins everything. It is the links, the threads that bind people together. And in those two words, you can see the remnants of this thought process, this thought pattern in the English language itself. We still see space as fabric, not necessarily outer space, but the space around us, reality as a fabric. We still say things like the ties that bind, or in films like Star Wars, you have ideas of the Force as something that penetrates and binds us together. This is the web of Wyrd. That is where these concepts come from. This idea that there is an underlying firmament that links everything together. Something that ties together people and draws them together so that they meet. Or the threads being people that cross paths and forever are changed in the weavings of their own lives. The web of Wyrd has depth to it. That depth is called orlog, among other things. Orlog being family luck, but not luck like, oh, he's always so lucky, necessarily, but rather luck like when things could go either way, maybe there's a little extra push from the other side. Family luck, earned luck, non-physical benefits, that is orlog. Likewise, bad luck from bad deeds. Some people compare it to karma. That's one way of looking at it. That is the depth to the threads of the web of Wyrd. The web of Wyrd is such an old concept. It's inextricably linked with spinning. There was a flax spinning threads, making threads. And the world tree. And the world tree is so old that we see it all over the world in indigenous mythologies, everywhere. The web is the tree and the tree is the web, but in the sense the web flows to the tree, through the tree, and comes from the tree. You travel down the tree like you travel down the thread when you travel non-physically, but you also travel along the thread when you travel physically, just at whatever rate you happen to be traveling at physically. To put the web of Wyrd into a simple concept is virtually impossible. It's been said that that's why it was never really explained, but rather only hinted at by our ancestors who talked about it. The web of Wyrd, most simply explained, would just be the fabric of reality, both time-wise, physically, physical space, but also non-physical space, spiritual dimension, synchronicities, connections, fate, destiny, karma, if you want to look at orlog that way. All of these things tied together into a single weave. That is the web of Wyrd. How do you explain the numinous? How do you explain the agency that flows through synchronicity, that you can strum on and other entities in other places hear it and are drawn in by it? How do you express the threads that pull two people together who were always meant to be together, and they marvel at it every day? How else do you explain? How do you explain, I should say? How do you explain the lessons we go through, the little ones, day by day, where our patience is tested bit by bit, and we either learn things or we get hit by, some people call it a clue by four, a big, serious, nasty lesson that smacks us upside the head and hopefully teaches us what we need to learn. I think we've all had a few of those. These are all part of the web of Wyrd. These are threads that we cross. So how do you boil that down to? a simple concept. Spirit, it's more than that. Akashic library, it's more than that. Karma, more than that. It's depthless, endless, instantaneous, and eternal. Ever renewing and never forgetting. That is the web of Wyrd. So, if you got something from this video and weren't completely confused by this concept of the sort of numinous fabric of reality, you can find more material in my exploration of the mystic side of heathenry over at my Patreon. I'll put a link in the comments section, or not in the comments section, but in the about section of the video. And I've got a longer article on hub pages, which you can find a link to on my Patreon as well. Thank you for taking the time. I hope that this casts some light on a rather opaque subject. And I'll have some further thoughts on this subject to come in the future. Thank you.